Hi, my love. This is going to be your Cackling Moon reading. So for the Cackling Moon reading, it's just a combination of couple different things. We're going to read on your energy. We're going to do a chakra reading for you. And then we're also just going to pull cards based on the question that you asked. So this can be a lengthy reading. Go ahead and get comfortable. Get yourself something to write with so you could take notes. I'm going to be working with the Halloween Oracle, the Oracle of Oddities, and also the Tricker Tarot. All right. So the question that you asked is, what can I do to improve my tarot readings for others? You get stage fright when you do them in person. Love it. So that's going to be kind of the main focus here for the reading, but more so when we do the tarot reading portion. But right now, let's read on your energy. Let's see what's coming up. So let's clean that space real fast from the previous reading. The little yarn is coming off. So cleanse the space. So your current energy right now. Lady de los Muertos, you have acceptance and equality. You have the Black Cat. Fortune meets opportunity. And you have the Witch, the earthly weaver of the worlds. I love it. Those are powerful cards. So the first thing that I'm feeling with the Lady de los Muertos is that there needs to be a sense of acceptance of who you are. I was really, really feeling that for you when I pulled this card. Self-acceptance, self-love, accepting yourself as you are, not comparing yourself so much to other people or other readers, okay? That's a big one. The other thing that I'm seeing with the Black Cat is saying fortune meets opportunity, that there's going to be an increase in your sales, in your readings, okay? There could be an increase in followers. This could mean an increase in people knowing who you are, finding out about you, people coming to you for readings, okay? So there's something like that about to happen with you. And then the Witch card coming up is just, to me, saying like embracing your true self, embracing who you are, which goes hand in hand with Lady de los Muertos. Like just be completely comfortable with who you are. As a magical, mystical being, a mystical person. I love it. So you also have the third eye chakra that came up. You got the separation card. Let's see if we have any other jumpers. And embrace. I love it. And so your energy definitely coming up with the third eye chakra. Your energy is showing definitely a natural psychic. Your intuition, your third eye, opening that, trusting that. When you feel more comfortable in your own skin, when you self-accept, when you love yourself, your third eye chakra is going to bloom, okay? The separation, I feel, is separating yourself from the crowd, separating yourself from everybody else, what everybody else is doing, how everyone else is doing it. You really need to kind of get yourself away from worrying so much about what everybody else is doing and focus on you. And then we have embrace, which I feel is embracing yourself, embracing your powers and your abilities as a reader, okay? Embracing your own flavor. Definitely is what I'm seeing. Perfect. We got 3 cards. So we got the Four of Wands. Four of Wands is, what is Four of Wands? let me think. Four of Wands is stability. I'm sorry. I had like a A brain fart. Four of Wands is stability. It's celebration. There's something to celebrate, but it's stability. It's foundation. It's having a firm foundation. It's also the root chakra. And so I feel like with you, when you're firmly grounded in yourself, when you're comfortable with who you are, when you accept yourself, your readings are going to reflect that. Okay. We also have the Eight of Cups for you. So this is walking away from an emotional situation or a void or somebody toxic or something toxic in your life. If there's profiles that you follow that you like them, but they're just not doing it for you anymore, or they're triggering these feelings, it's time you disconnect from that. Okay. Eight of Cups is looked at as like walking away from something that is just no longer fulfilling you. And then you also have number 13, which is the Death card. So death is transformation. It's change. It's also dying to old things, like dying, giving up or dying or closing the door to something that is just no longer working for you, to allow a new door to open, to allow something new for you to walk through. So I see that also. So that is your current energy. It's kind of just like saying, Spirit is saying there's something that needs to change. You need to self-accept, self-love, and embrace you, your authenticity. Let go of, disconnect from, unfollow, block, whatever you got to do, mute certain accounts or people who are just no longer doing it for you, who may be triggers for you. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all have that from time to time. And sometimes it's a temporary, sometimes it's just temporarily you feel that way. And then later on down the road, you're like, okay, I think I can connect with that person again. But in the time being, you're looking out for yourself. Okay. And then also walking away from, blocking, and then allowing the change to take place. So that's your energy right now. That's kind of what I'm seeing coming up. But definitely with that third eye chakra, when you do that, when you pay attention to like what you need and taking care of the business there, you're going to see your third eye expand. And when that happens, you're really going to see yourself able to connect with your clients and feel more confident with your readings. Okay. So now let's pull cards for the 7 chakras. So what I'm going to do is, first I'm going to lay out all of the cards so we could just dive in. So we have the root, the root, the sacral, the solar, the heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown, which the crown should be at the top, but that's just the way I laid it out. Let's do a tarot. All right. And an oracle, another oracle. So if you are taking notes for your reading, I highly recommend, oh my God, I thought the timer was not going. Like I thought I didn't press play. I was going to freak out right now. Okay. If you have a pen and paper, I do recommend taking notes right now for the chakras. So as we're going through, you'll have that, because this is a pretty cool, it's a pretty cool indication of like what's going on with you energetically, what the cards have to say. Okay, so let's start from the very top. Usually I work my way to the bottom and up, but let's start from the top. So let's do the crown first. So the crown chakra is at the top of your head. It is with the color, sometimes it's white. Some people see it as pink. I like to see it as white, but it's whatever you connect with. It is the crown chakra is like the telephone line to spirit. Okay, it's your connection to God. It's your connection to spirit, your ancestors, your past loved ones, the astral realms. Okay, and you got ancestors, the love and legacy of our DNA. So literally the ancestors card coming up for you with the crown is telling me you have a lot of past loved ones and ancestors on the other side that are around you. And if your crown chakra is closed and it's not open for business, you're not hearing and seeing and feeling them around you. So they're here, okay? You also have the 10 of Pentacles, which is definitely a card of family. This one doesn't display it very well, but in the Rider-Waite, it's like pentacles all over the place. It's, to me, it makes me think of orbs. So definitely a lot of family. You have a lot of loved ones on the other side, ancestors on the other side. You have a big family. And then I'm seeing the Explorer, which, oh, I love that. I feel like this Explorer card it's like Spirit is saying, like, it's, come talk to us, come visit us. So I feel like with your crown chakra, there's an eagerness, a curiosity to explore the connection with the dead, the connection with the people on the other side, Spirit. You can do that with your readings. Maybe you've already tried tapping in, or you're curious about tapping in with your cards. But definitely I see this as a very, very strong indication that is definitely a major possibility for you. So connection, mediumship, all of that is definitely there. You have a lot of loved ones on the other side, lots of ancestry. It's huge. So that's a beautiful chakra. So that's your crown. Okay, so next let's do the third eye. So the third eye is indicated with the color indigo, or sometimes it could be purple. And it's the psychic chakra. I call it the psychic chakra. It's your intuition. It's your ability to see beyond. And it's your connection. So it's the chakra that you utilize a lot when you're doing your tarot readings. And you got jack-o'-lantern, protection. You also have the Seven of Swords. Very interesting. And you got ending. Wow. So without a doubt, what I feel is, I don't know if there's been a fear, or has there been a recent scare with what you feel is what you're connecting with. You ask yourself, or you doubt, am I connecting truly with Spirit, or is this something else? I don't want to scare you, but I will just say that the trickery is there with that Seven of Swords, that it's easy to be manipulated. The Seven of Swords can be a card of manipulation, or someone telling lies. Okay. As a reader, that's why the protection card is coming up. So as readers, it's really important for us to protect, to ground our space when we're about to do readings. So before, during too. So like I did, I cleanse the space prior, or after. Okay. Definitely after is a good thing. And then also I feel like, doing a nice cleanse, especially if you're doing in-person readings. And I don't know if you're doing in-person readings in a shop, or if you're doing them in your own home. But for some reason, Spirit is showing you the protection card for your third eye. There needs to be a protection. I'm not saying that you're having like things in your home, but I'm just saying, like, when you're opening yourself up to connecting, there is the possibility of things trying to play tricks and whatnot. And so the stronger your intuition is, the stronger your third eye is, the more you're going to be able to kind of feel out when something doesn't feel right. Okay. And then the endings to me is just kind of saying, putting an end to maybe old habits, putting an end to like a lazy way of reading. Like it's, you got to make sure you're protecting in some kind of a way. The black tourmaline is really good for that. You know, have a black tourmaline. I always like to have a smoky quartz when I do tarot readings. Cleansing the space. You can use sprays. You can use, you know, whatever you like to do to cleanse it. And just also imagining yourself too as being protected. So it's going to be really important that you do that. So for your third eye chakra, I would say definitely just take care of it more maintenance on it, protect it, ground it, all of the above. There's nothing wrong with it, but I will just say that the message of protection matched with that Seven of Swords is just kind of saying that sometimes if you allow yourself to be a little bit loose with your intuition and with your third eye is wide open and you're connecting, that it's easy to have trickery happen. Okay. So just something to say. Next we have the throat chakra. So the throat chakra is your communication. It's the way you speak your truth. It's the way you express yourself. And it's usually indicated with the color blue. So you have midnight, the most magical hour of all. You have the Nine of Wands, and you also have the beauty or the breath card. So I feel like what they're saying is nighttime reading is powerful for you. The midnight card is kind of saying maybe you're woken up at midnight or whatever, but reading at night is more powerful to you than during the day, perhaps. The other thing is with the Nine of Wands, don't read when you're super exhausted, okay? The Nine of Wands can be an indication of that. Like when you're super, super exhausted, your guard is down. So just be mindful of that. Like if you're not feeling good that day, you don't have to do readings. Like sometimes we just have to take a day off. Sometimes we have to take a breath. Okay. So you don't always have to do readings just because you have an appointment or whatnot. Push it back, especially if you're not feeling good with that Nine of Wands card. The other thing is I feel like Spirit is kind of saying, make sure you take a breath when you're giving readings. If you need to take a pause, you don't always have to be talking. And I feel like that was a big lesson for me too, because I can go like I could go on and on. But sometimes taking a breath, taking a pause, your client, if they're sitting right in front of you, they're watching you, their eyes are on you. It's easy for you to just like get so choked up and like nervous, but it's okay. Like they don't know what you're doing. They usually the people that are getting your reading from you in person, they just want their cards read. So if you feel like you need to take a deep breath and you need to just, slow it down and slow your pace a bit, just do it. Like they're not gonna think anything's wrong. You know what I mean? So I feel like that came up too with your throat chakra. Just make sure to be mindful of taking space, taking time for you. And of course, with that Nine of Wands, if you're not feeling good, if you're not feeling ready to connect, don't do the reading. Okay. Next we have the heart chakra. So the heart is the color green. It's in our chest, obviously where our heart is. It is how you love yourself, self-love, love yourself, the way you love others, the way you allow yourself to be loved, your emotions, all of that. And you have winter, the sacred of pausing, the sacredness of pausing. I love that card. You also have the Three of Cups, and you have hope. I love it. So your heart chakra is really good. Your heart chakra is good. There's something to celebrate. There's something to be happy about with the Three of Cups. A reuniting. This could be a getting together, something to celebrate with other people, perhaps. The hope card could be, a newfound love, something you're hopeful about emotional wise, maybe somebody of interest, that kind of thing. The winter or sacredness of pausing, this winter season, perhaps it's kind of saying like, just stop to smell the roses is what I'm hearing. Stop to smell the roses. Just allow yourself to connect on a deeper level with your heart chakra. I also highly recommend working with your heart chakra more this winter season. Also, like with the Three of Cups, that kind of makes sense because the winter season is the time for Christmas time, and like Thanksgiving is coming up. We have Christmas, we have like New Year's, like there's a lot of celebrations, and that's what that Three of Cups could be. So it could be like maybe the Spirit is urging you to go to these parties or go to these celebrations, but also make sure that you're in a good space with your heart chakra, with all of your energies, when you're going to these things. So you feel good, you know what I mean? Like if you decide to go to these parties and whatnot, you want to be on a good energetic space and a mindset and feeling good and all of that for all of that. But nothing to worry about. Like there's nothing negative with your chakras. That's what I like. Yeah, they're really calm. They're really nice. So you probably do a lot of good, maintenance on them on a daily basis. Okay, so next we're going to do the solar plexus. So the solar plexus is the color yellow. It is in your stomach region, the area above your belly button. To me, the solar plexus is your joy center. It's your health. It's your gut instincts. And you got voice. You got the Fool. I love it. And then you also have the Skull of Light, illumination. What a beautiful set of cards. Oh my God. Okay. So your solar plexus is just, you're a joy. You're a joy to be around. You're a joy to other people. You have a smile. I feel like Spirit just said infectious smile. So I don't know if that's something people have said to you often, or that's something that you've been told, but you have an infectious smile where you smile, other people will smile around you. You just have a light, a radiance to you. Your solar plexus is really good. It's strong. It's also telling you to utilize your voice more, coming from your center, okay? Speaking your joy, okay? Laughing with your voice, laughing, letting those like gut laughs come out. Having a good laugh. And then the Fool card coming up is taking risks, taking new adventures, going on an adventure, trying something new, especially when it comes to terms of your joy, your passions, like what makes you truly happy. The Fool card is telling you to try something new. So that's something that you can definitely do with your solar plexus, is trying something new this year or next year, since this year's almost over. And that, you know, new things, new adventures, new stuff is what creates that happiness feeling in your gut. We have the sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra is with the color orange. It is below the belly button. It is your creation, your ability to create, or your passions, your artistic abilities, all of that. It's also your sexual energy. So you have the vampire, emotional intelligence. You also have the Empress. I love it. So very mama energy there. And then you have Dharma. So all of your chakra centers, all of your energy. Beautiful cards. The only thing is with the vampire. Vampire can mean maybe you have the ability to connect emotionally with other people, but maybe you have you have the ability to also suck the life out of people, so to speak, like suck the energies out of people. You absorb people's emotions is what I'm trying to say. Hang on one second. I got thirsty. Sucking the emotions out of other people, absorbing emotions. So if you find yourself feeling other people's moods, and you forget that it's their mood, not yours, sometimes you could let that ruin your own day, that kind of thing. So that's what I'm meaning with the vampire. If anything, that's the only thing that I see negative in this energy reading for your sacral chakra. Other than that, when all of your other energy centers feel good, your sacral chakra is on point. So I feel like this is saying, like, in order for you to feel your ability to create and to manifest your passions and your interests and your projects, you have to be aligned. Every chakra has to be aligned good and strong for you to feel capable of doing so. Okay. And then I feel like the Empress card, she's so much mama energy. She's nature. She's fertility. She's all of the above. I don't know what your plan is, if you have kids or you want kids or whatnot, but to get Empress in the sacral chakra is powerful. It just shows that you're a natural mother. You just have that natural nurturing energy to you, whether you will be one or are one or plan to be one. But also Empress energy is creation. She creates. She needs to be in a space that allows her to create. And that's what you need to feed your sacral chakra. So creating, coming up with new ideas, being very artistic and open and free, spending time in nature, your earth vibes, all of that. Very powerful for your sacral chakra. I love it. And then last but not least, excuse me, I'm talking too much. Last but not least is the root chakra, which is the color red. The root chakra rests either in the base of your spine, so your booty area, or I also see it in the feet. And you have the ghost, regret. You have the 9 of swords, your nightmares. And you have air, or air is spirit. Air is also your thinking, your thoughts, your psyche, your communication. So your root chakra, out of all of the chakras, the root one looks to be the one that has the most trouble. Your ability to ground yourself may be difficult. It might be hard for you to feel grounded at times. Maybe you feel grounded and then it's like you lose your footing. Maybe you have a hard time with making decisions. You have a hard time with feeling stable. Okay. The 9 of swords, and you have a lot of swords or a lot of air energy with these cards, makes me feel like maybe you suffer from anxiety. You get a lot of anxiety. You have a lot of like negative thinking. You have worries, a worrywart. You have trouble sleeping at night. Maybe you see spirit or you feel spirit and you just don't know how to deal with it. This could be negative thoughts. This could be, depression, like mood swings, just all the above. And that could be a cause or a reason why it's hard for you to ground. It's hard for you to be stable. The regrets with the ghost, there's things that maybe you need some healing from in the past. Things that maybe you didn't take advantage of, or decisions that you made that maybe you regret now in the present. There's things that you need to learn to forgive, forget, and let go of. I feel like with that ghost card. And the ghost is like memories of the past to me. So there's some there's skeletons in your closet. There's certain things there that you need to deal with, that you need to set free. Okay. Forgive, set free, let go of, and receive closure from, or all of the above, you know. This comes with time and experience. This isn't going to be something that you do in a single sitting, okay? We all have ghosts. We all have regrets. We all have it. So don't let that, you know, get to you. But there is stuff there. So I feel like there's stuff there. There's stuff there that you need to tap into and set yourself free, so that you could set yourself free from your own demons, your own thoughts, your own nightmares and whatnot, the things that you worry about, okay? So that you could feel more solid and having a solid footing in your root chakra. So definitely the root chakra is the one chakra I feel like you need to spend a little bit more time with. That's the one that definitely needs a little bit more work. So you could definitely work with your root chakra by doing meditations. You can get a Reiki healing. You could work with the root in general. So eating foods, I like to say eating foods that come from the ground. So potatoes, carrots, foods that are red, crystals that are red, working with that, or even like smoky quartz, dealing with herbs, plants, stuff that just comes from the ground. You know what I mean? Putting your feet in the ground, spending time in nature, you know, getting more comfortable with saying no, or getting comfortable with your home, like starting with your home and cleansing your home space and whatnot. Like, because to me, the root is your home too. And then you can start digging in deeper into the past and what issues is it that's coming up that you are regretful of, and learning to heal from it. But understand that stuff takes time. It's not, you're not going to do it all in one sitting. So let it flow as it's meant to, but don't feel rushed. Okay. Okay. My throat's all dry. Let's do the tarot reading. So I want to focus on the question, which is what can I do to improve my tarot readings? You get nervous when you do in person. So one thing I'll say, after looking at your chakras, working with your root chakra will definitely help you feel comfortable with your readings. When you're more grounded, when you're protected, you're going to feel way more confident doing readings, okay? The Magician, the Eight of Wands, the Knight of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles, the Hangman, the Page of Swords. I love it. So the tarot cards, for one thing, the Magician is saying that you hold the power, okay? You hold the power when you're doing your readings, and I think you need to be reminded of that. When you are doing the reading for the person, like I said, 9 times out of 10, they've never done a reading for themselves. Usually people go get readings because they don't read for themselves. So you hold the power, okay? The Magician is totally saying that. You hold the power, the ability to do so. People trust what you're saying because you are the reader. Next, the Eight of Wands is just, I feel like Spirit is just saying, fucking do it. Just fucking do it. Like, Eight of Wands is just full force, go for it. Just do it. Don't think, just do. Like, I feel like that's what Spirit is saying. You have a Knight of Pentacles and a Page of Swords. So what I'm seeing here is when it comes to your in-person readings, The Page of Swords is telling me you get tongue-tied. You get tongue-tied, and I feel like you get tongue-tied with the keywords versus what you're really feeling. So it's trusting your intuition more. The Knight of Pentacles is being patient with the people you are reading for. You're going to get certain customers or clients that you're going to read for that are going to want very shallow level questions, shallow level reading, okay? Then you're going to get that one client that's going to want to dig deep, okay? And those are the fun ones, because those are the ones that have probably had readings done before, and they're the ones that they know how to ask the questions for their readings to get the best kind of a reading experience. And those are fun, but not every experience in person is going to be that way. So have patience with that, is what the Knight of Pentacles is saying. And then also I feel we have the Three of Pentacles, which is working your way up, building your way up. I feel like Three of Pentacles is saying sometimes you have to break down your typical routine or the typical way you go about doing a reading, and maybe rearranging it just for the specific in-person type of readings. So I have my own reading style, the way I do it when I do these video readings. But when I'm reading in person, sometimes I switch it up a bit. And sometimes I tend to use tarot spreads because it helps keep me focused. Unless I'm reading for someone in person that I've read for many times, then it's like a little bit easy for me to do more of a natural, intuitive reading. But if I'm really nervous, or if the person is asking a shallow question, I will go for a tarot spread because it's just easier for me to go about it. So maybe that's kind of what the Three of Pentacles is telling you to do, is rearrange your reading style. And there's nothing wrong with that, okay? So maybe that would help. Maybe that's really all it is. You never know. And the Hangman card coming up. The Hangman card below the Eight of Wands. Eight of Wands is, like I said, just fucking do it. The Hangman card is kind of saying, like, put yourself in that person's perspective. See yourself through your client's eyes, the people who are sitting right there on the other side of you. Like I said, when you finally realize that these people are not judging you in your reading style, because 9 times out of 10, they don't know how to read tarot, it takes a lot of nervousness away from you. So try to put yourself in their shoes, okay? So I feel like that's what the tarot is saying. I pulled Eternal Love for you. Eternal Love, which I think is like kind of like just saying, like, trust yourself, love yourself enough to do the reading, you know, trust that you're worthy. The Spider, which is the community and web weaving. So when it comes to in-person readings, maybe you should try to do like a festival. The festivals are like reading in a big public place, or parties. Have you ever done the private parties? Like, have you ever tried that? Because the Spider is all about community. So maybe, you know, putting yourself out there more, to be reading for large crowds but short amount of time, like doing quick little 10-minute readings at parties versus like 1 hour readings in person might be easier for you to get some more practice. I know for me, I read tarot in a shop, and some of my sessions would be an hour with clients that would pay for the hour. And then a lot of times they were quick 15-minute readings because people would just pay for the minimum. So I have found also, I used to do the hotline, the psychic hotlines. So the phone readings, those are fast. It helped me. It taught me how to read real fast. So maybe doing something like that will take away the pressure, doing quick readings versus the long drawn out ones. And then we have Night Song, Hidden Talents. So I feel like it's just kind of saying, like, you have it in you to do this. You can do this. Don't be so hard on yourself. Memento Mori, Imagination, and Union. So perhaps it's just, to me, it's just kind of like becoming one with your client. I feel like these cards are kind of saying, like, getting to know your client during the reading, taking off some of the focus and the pressure on you and putting it on your client, asking your client a question, have your client talk to you more, so that they're focusing more so on themselves or talking about the situation that they're being asked or that they're asking for the reading, so that they're not so focused and like staring right at you as you're like shuffling the cards. A trick I have for you is, when I used to, because I don't do the in-person readings anymore. I haven't done them in a while. I prefer reading in the comfort of my own home, doing a video reading. But when I was doing in-person readings, a trick I had is I would tell the client, okay, let's start the energy exchange. Go ahead and start talking to me while I shuffle the cards. And that was my way of getting the energy exchange flowing, because the client was usually really nervous, but I was also nervous too. I just didn't want to admit it. But when you get them to start talking and literally have them talk to you about themselves, what do they want their reading about? If they have a question, ask them to go, start explaining or asking their question. And when they start talking, they're going to be so focused on themselves and their own energy that they're not going to be focused on you. And then you can just start pulling cards. And once you get them to start talking, you have a dialogue, it's so much easier to do a reading. So that might help you too. So that's a little tip for you also, my love. Other than that, the other tip I have for you is not because of what the cards say, but what works for me is the video readings. You could do FaceTime readings to take the pressure off of, like, they're still face-to-face, but they're not physically in front of you. So maybe a FaceTime session would be better than doing face-to-face in person. It just depends. But I feel like there's so many different ways that you can go about that to be more comfortable. But those are some of my tips. Like, quick readings will help you. That'll help so much. Just learning to do a 5-10 minute reading real fast in a span of an hour, reading for like 6-7 people, it helps. Or taking the pressure off of yourself and, asking the client to talk, or like I said, FaceTime readings versus in person. So for you, we got the King of Swords, which is communication. But the King of Swords owns his communication. He's a boss when it comes to the way he communicates. We have Nexus, which to me, I take that as like everybody. You are connected, interconnected with everyone else. And Death. I love it. Eternal cycle begins here. So I feel like the way we'll end off this reading, I feel these cards are saying, ultimately, you are in control. You're in more control than you give yourself credit for. That King of Swords is saying you own yourself, own your voice, own your throat chakra, own your ability to be the reader. When you're in the reading seat, you are the magician. You are magic. You are in control. The Nexus is everybody is there. Everyone's connected, interconnected. Your clients are connected with you on an energy level. So like I said, get your clients to start talking. And then the Death card is allow change and transformation. Don't be afraid to change and transform the way you do your readings to fit the situation. Okay. If you don't normally do tarot spreads, but you feel like a tarot spread would be better for that client, do it. If you don't feel good that day because your energy levels are low, cancel the appointment. Don't feel bad about it. And then also from the very beginning of your session, I told you, don't worry about what everyone else is doing. Shut that off, because that's what's probably starting all of this like uneasiness. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Focus on you. Okay. Oh my gosh. I need to like get a drink of water. Okay, my love, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I hope that this reading made sense. I hope it gave you something to think about. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or feedback for me, please send me an email. Otherwise, I wish you all of the best. Happy tarot reading, and I will talk to you later. Bye, my love.